हेलो बच्चों। तो कैसे हैं आप लोग? क्या देख रहे हो? तो अच्छे ही होंगे। दिस इज अभिनंदन over here from my future tech for designing your future. Welcome you back to yet another session of comprehensive Python tutorials. As we have seen in the last class about the strings, and also I have given you the idea about what are the different methods which are available to operate on to these strings. Also, we have taken a knowledge about what are the lists, and today we are going to see about what is tuples. So we have seen this. We have seen there are data types which is numbers, then list, then strings and tuples and dictionaries. So tuples and dictionaries and sets that we are going to see today. So let's see what is tuples. So here we have seen the list, and on a similar basis I have created a tuple where I have used a similar kind of a example over here. You can see it, but the difference between the list and a tuple is that the list will be enclosed within a square brackets, whereas your tuples will be enclosed within a normal parenthesis. So what is the difference between exact difference between the list and the tuples? You can see that whatever the operations I have performed about printing, slicing a single, like accessing a single variable or slicing it, or repetitions or concatenations, anything that we are doing it over here, it is exactly the same that we are doing it on a list. Okay, so tuples can be considered as read only list. Now what do I mean by read only list, that we are going to see today and now. So let me first execute this code and see the output over here. So if I just want to print this tuple, that tuple will be printed over here. If I want to just access the first element using an index, then the first element will be printed over here. If I want to just print or slice it from a second position to the third position, then it will be done using tuples in a square bracket 1:3. So that will be printed over here. Also, if I want to print from third element to the end of the element, that can be done using this part. I can repeat the tiny tuples. That means I can do a repetition operation. I can do a concatenation operation on the tuples. Then what is the exact difference between the tuples and a list? When we have list, why we require tuples? So understand that tuples are considered as read only list. That is nothing but if you're considering your tuples as a word file, then sorry, if you're considering your list as a word file, then tuples can be considered as a PDF file. That means you can edit, write, delete, or do anything, any operations on the list similar to your word files, but you cannot do anything on a tuples, okay, like PDF. So it is, this comparison can be well understood by the example over here, where I have created a list of one string, number, floating point, string, and floating point, where I'm going to change the third element with 1000. So my third element was a floating point 2.23, which is in a list, and I want to just replace it. That means I want to edit the list, and if you run this code, you can see that I have got the output where it is possible to change the elements from the list. But whereas if you see it in the case of tuples, similarly, you cannot edit the tuples. That means tuples are just read only list. So if I want to run this, or if I try to run this code, you will get an error saying that tuple object does not support item assignments. That means you cannot edit the tuples. So as we have seen in case of list, as we have seen in case of strings, strings are immutable. Similarly, tuples are also immutable. List, as we have seen it in a definition itself, that is, it is a flexible data type provided by the Python. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the example of the tuples. So let's move ahead and see what is dictionary. So the next data type we have it over here is the dictionaries. So what do you mean by dictionaries over here? So dictionaries are nothing but it can be considered as a hash table, or we can understand this in a better way if we consider the example of the phone book, what we have it in our cell phones. So whenever I want to store any of the number, I'll be storing it using a name. So name will act as a key over here, whereas number will act as a value over here. So we have in a dictionaries key value pair by which using a key I can access a values. Keys can be accessed separately, values can be accessed separately, or using a keys I can access the values. You can see it onto the screen over here. I have created a blank dictionary, one thing, or I have created a values and keys pair. So here one, which is string, and this is one is also a string. So you can see that the one is a key over here, and this is one is value over here, whereas in a second point 2 is a key over here and this is 2 is a value over here. You have to understand one thing in case of dictionaries, that dictionaries do not follow ordering. That means if I want to print it, the dictionaries whatever I have created, it can come in any order. That means if you see this example where I have considered name John, code 6734, and department is sales. So I have stored the information regarding the John into a dictionary, and if I want to print it, like if I print the tiny dictionary, there are a chances that we may get a output something like code 6734 department sales and name John, or you may also get name first, department second, code third. So that means they do not follow a order. You cannot say that these are out of orders because there is no concept of ordering in case of dictionary. So because you are pairing them using a key value pair, so there is no need of writing it in order or indexing them. You can understand this in a better way by considering an example where you guys go and sit in a class anyhow randomly, even if you have the roll numbers. You do not sit in the classes according to the roll number. But if I call roll number 5, exactly the person with the roll number 5 will get up. That is, the key over here is a roll number and value is that person. Similarly, I do not need indexing to do this. So there is no concept of ordering in case of dictionaries. So you can see it over here. That means if I want to print a value using a key, that I can do. So this is a value of this key. Similarly, this is a key which is accessing or holding this value. Whereas if I want to print an entire dictionary, that also I can do it using print tiny dictionary, that is nothing but the name of the dictionary, or else I can print a key separately, I can print a value separately. Like this, you can see it in the output. So this is how the concept of dictionaries and tuples do. Okay, let's go back to the tutorial and just what we have at the next one. So we have seen about the dictionaries, we have also seen about the tuples. Okay, let's go ahead and see the next concept. We have already discussed about this. The dictionaries have no concept of orders among them, so it is incorrect to say that the elements are out of order because there is no concept of order at all. So let's go ahead and see the sets. So what is this set? I had kept this on purpose on hold, okay, since the beginning. So we have seen so many data types which is provided by the Python. That is, we started with the numbers, then we see the strings, list, tuples, and dictionaries. Now we can consider this set as combination of the list, tuples, and dictionaries. So what do I mean by this is, the set has no concept of ordering, no concept of indexing, and in set there are no repeated values are allowed. Okay, so also we can have true and 1 as a similar values, 0 and false as similar values. So let's understand with the example over here. I have already created a set over here, and set also have been enclosed within the curly braces and stored as if we are storing a list. So it is just a combination of list, tuple, and dictionary. Okay, so let's dive into the example and see how this is done. So I have created a one example where I have stored a set of like banana, apple, and mango, the fruit. Okay, if I want to print that, it will be printed in any order it wants. Like so, exactly the same thing I wanted to tell you or wanted to explain you regarding the dictionaries also. They don't have any concept of ordering. Okay, then whatever next set you can see where I have repeated a apple. So one string I have repeated over here. So string a set do not allow to repeat the things. So you can see it over here, mango, apple, and banana. Only this is the output, whereas apple, the next apple has been eliminated because it is already been printed. So no repetitions, no ordering, no repetitions. Also, 1 and true are considered to be same, 0 and false are considered to be same. So you can see that if I want to print this now, you can see 0 and 1 have been printed because they are coming at the beginning, and true and false have been avoided. So this is it, guys. We have already seen all the data types which are available in Python. So we have started with numbers. We have seen how the numbers operate with the numbers. What are the different types of numbers? That is nothing but integers, floats, complex numbers, long numbers. We have also started with strings. We have seen different methods which can be applied onto the strings. Then we have started with lists. We have seen how the list is the flexible data type of the Python. Also, we have seen about the tuples, that is read-only list. Also, we have seen about the dictionaries, can be considered as hash tables, or we have seen a set which is a combination of your list, tuples, and dictionary. So I hope you guys are clear with this data types. So stay connected. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it, like, share, and tell your friends. I'm here to help you out. If you have any doubts regarding any of the codings, you can contact me at the given contact details. That is nothing but we have email ID over here, that is abhinandan at ifuturetech.co.in. Okay, so happy coding, buddies.